Hello, you guys. It's me. As I promised, I think I got about 8 seconds left for 7 minutes. I said I was going to be hopping on here live in 7 minutes, but for the last 2 days, I've been kind of giving you guys a heads up about the upcoming Labor Day sale. Which, if you are like me, have three kiddos that need shoe wear and want to take advantage of the sales and then some, right? But the main thing that is regarding this is the fact that we are actually going to look at the right way to buy shoes. Okay. And with that said, this is what I want to keep you guys through this whole process. Okay. First is kids want, adults plan. Okay. So trust me, with two teenagers and a girl, 10 years old, they want the cool shoes. They want the neat styles, the latest kicks that are out there. But you, as the parent, are the ones going to be running with them to a podiatrist or to even just the plain doctor to get them checked for either jumper's knee or ankle pain or whatever. Okay, because they do have PE, they do have their little intramural sport, they might have their club sports and whatnot. So the reason why I'm done here is because I gather, okay, the main things that the main shoes that my crew use, and I actually pick them for them. They kind of choose what they want as far as like colors and whatnot, but I kind of test it to make sure that it's going to be appropriate for them, and that's what I want to show you. So when you go this weekend or in the near future, when it's time for you to go to the outlet store or to the mall, know what to buy for your kid. Okay, now keep this in mind. Your feet, in this case your kids or yours if you're doing this for yourself, your feet are like the tires of the car. Okay, so if you think about it, you are on your feet pretty much like 70 or more percent of the time, either seated or walking or jumping or running or hiking, whatever, but your feet are always touching the ground unless, I don't know, you're fine, or unfortunately you might be in a wheelchair. But even that, you're on your foot plates on the wheelchair. Okay, now flip the coin on that, and if you're thinking of your car tires, on the average, your car tires now they cost you probably at least $80 minimum. $80 for like a good old Hyundai compact car, right? So you should expect to spend about that much on a set of good tennis shoes that are fitted for you. All right. So I'm gonna be referring to all these shoes back here, all these kicks. Okay, we're gonna go through those, but first, what I want to do, what I thought of doing, is kind of give you guys three basic things, and then I'm gonna move my little chair here. Three basic things that we're gonna be looking at when shopping out for shoes. Now, with that said, there's a total of 5 things that you can test at home before you go to the shoe store. So when the salesperson come and try to sell you the latest Nike or the latest Under Armour, you know exactly what to look for or what to ask for. Okay, and that will narrow your window and also your time shopping. Okay, so the main 3 things that you want to be keeping in mind is, number one, the heel of your foot, your heel, your calcaneus, we call it, controls the mobility, your movement on your lower leg, like your shin bone, and your foot. So if you are very high prone to rolling your ankle, spraining your ankle, or things of that nature, you got to look at your calcaneus. How is it moving? Okay. And on the free guide that I'm offering you guys, when you guys type below shoe, the word shoes, I'll send it to you. Okay. But I'll show you there how to kind of feel for that calcaneus. Okay. So that's one. Number two, we're looking at the base of the big toe. We call it the tarsal, the first tarsal. So it's not so much the toenail, but it's the base of the big toe, because we're looking at how you finish through, either when you're walking or when you're running or you're hiking. So that's number two. Number three, and last, that we're going to be looking at it today when making a decision, is your soleus. And your soleus is kind of like the small little guy that is very mighty powerful, but it's the small calf muscle. So it's not the belly of the calf, but it's that lower. It's pretty much next to the Achilles and the belly of the calf. Sorry. So it's kind of looking that way anatomically. Okay. So we're looking at three things. Now, when you're looking at those three things, you're looking at, is my joint, the calcaneus, the heel of my foot, ankle, stable enough, or is it really wobbly? Is it cracks a lot? Does it pop a lot? Just look at that. And when you're looking at the shoes and what your activity you're looking for, you want to see, is my heel or the heel cup of this foot going to be able to control, sustain, or allow my ankle heel cup to move around. So those are things that you're going to keep kind of asking yourself. Okay, and then when you're looking at the toe box of the shoe that we're looking at here, you want to say, am I going to be able to get through the base of the big toe, or am I going to be so high arch that's going to stop me from going all the way through my toes, right, onto my toe box? So that's the other thing. And then third but not least, you're looking at your tightness on your calf muscle. In this case, we're talking about this soleus muscle. That's what we're looking at. Okay, so ready? Let's get this party started. And I know some of you people are running late. I have about 5 people that were interested on this topic, and that's why I kind of pulled out a little bit on the trigger to do it right before Labor Day sale weekend, so to speak, right? But you can do this again any other time that you're ready to shop. Now, I put all the shoes that these guys wear, okay? And the major brands, let's just go through them really quick. Okay, the major brands, we're gonna go through it really quick: Nike, Under Armour, Asics, Adidas, Converse, Vans, Skechers. Those are the ones that come up to Asics, Saucony, Brooks, Hoka. All those major brands, they are really good for a specific reason. Okay, now I'm fortunate enough to know people in 3 of the major brands. I know designers or executive people at the Nike level, at the Adidas level, and on the Armour level. Okay, so I'm not leaning towards one or the other, but from my experience working with recreational athletes and semi-pro athletes, okay, and of course my kids as they're growing, I'm finding Nike to be very design oriented more than biomechanically oriented. Okay, so if your kid is a runner, there's a shoe for that. So, but if you're gonna be styling and being cool about it, we'll go through that. Okay, but let's start from the worst shoe to the least worst, if that's even a word. Okay, so I'm gonna try to prop the camera here, see if I can do it here, put a little bit of more light for you guys. So this guy is a Skechers. Okay, so I'm gonna prop it here, and then I'm just going back and forth to the shoe bench behind me, so you guys can see all their soccer gear and the balls and all that. But I'm gonna pop it here. Oh, sorry. Okay, I need both hands for this test. That's why I need to prop it. All right. So this one is the worst. Okay, it's the worst because look. This is the ring test. This is the first thing that you do. You look for the shoe. They bring it to you. The first thing that you do is the ring test. And you go like this, like you're wringing a towel. If you can do this with a shoe, that's what's going to happen inside to your ankle and your foot. There's nothing hugging it. There's nothing protecting it. There's nothing stabilizing. So this is one of the worst shoes. Look, you can roll it into like a pair of socks like that. Okay, so these, what kind of shoes, where would you wear it? Maybe just go to the grocery store, like slip them on. I mean, that's what they're on, slip on. Just run to the store, in and out, get a bottle of wine or whatever, right? So that's the worst. The second one, believe it or not, and they're not as expensive as you might think, are your kind of indoor soccer shoes. They have a good grip, The ring test, again, they're not the best, but what makes them a little bit better is the heel cup. This part is what I refer to, the heel cup from here back. It's pretty sturdy. I mean, I have to put a little bit of muscle to twist this thing. However, you can still roll it up, but not all the way like the other one. You see, I can still roll it up. So this will be like second worst, and they usually go probably for about 50 or so bucks. I mean, and these are a really good brand. We have about 2 or 3 now. And again, I'm not pushing any brand. It just happened to be the ones that we have right now, and I want to show you a little bit of everything. Okay, so this is what would be the Nike running shoe, right? See if I can read the tag here, which one it is, but I can't. Anyway, but this will be ideal if you're running indoors where there's a surface that is enough rebounding on it. Okay, so horrible for concrete. And again, ring test. So we're gonna do this. So you see, so you can ring it a little bit. I gotta put a little bit of muscle, right? But the reason why it's not that good for the concrete for the street running is because look, there's nothing, you know, controlling my foot. So if I roll my ankle, which usually is on the outside of the foot, easily rolls it out, right? So you want something stiffer, okay? So this will be a great shoe just to, you know, lift weights or just jogging side, like an indoor track that has enough cushion. And then, of course, now we're looking at the $70 to $90 pair, right? Unless you get them on sale this weekend, right? And then the other thing with this one, even though the heel up here is pretty sturdy, right? The only downside with it is that this is just foam. It's like styrofoam, like, you know, you put in your flower arrangement, the fake flowers arrangement. That's just foam, okay? And when you're running, and you'll see all this in your free guide, when you're running, you're putting at least 3 times your body weight with every stride that you run. So kind of think of me, 200 pounds times 3, pounding on just foam, a piece of foam right through my heel. Eventually, either I'm going to get bone spur or I'm going to get an irritation, inflammation on the bottom of my foot. So that's horrible. Okay. So that's one. So now we're going to look at some that are more stylish, but yet they're pretty good for what they are. And this is the Van. Believe it or not, we got this for band, for music band, marching band, because they're not shoe. They wanted something cool. So of course, he got this, are black, pretty steady, right? Pretty steady, right? But the ring test, you have to put some muscle into it to ring it. Okay, now look at the sole. It's rubber, it's not styrofoam, so it has a good bounce to it. So for somebody in marching band that's going to be outside, rubbery will be okay, right? The only downside with this is that it's completely flat. There's no arch support. So unless you know your kid, like I do, and on the free guide, we'll show you how to test the arch. If you're pronated, supinated, high arch, low arch, the free guide will tell you that. And then look at the toe box. Okay, you can still bend it, but again, it's really hard to roll like that first one, like a pair of socks is really hard, right? So you get fairly good support from the back of the foot to the mid foot, right? And on the front, you're kind of left alone, but very, very good outer here allows you to minimize a little bit on the ankle spraining. Okay, if you're one of those people that have re-injure your ankle over and over. Okay, we have another Vans. These are Gabe's. Another set of Vans. These are just stylish looking, pretty much the same model. The top of it is suede. Of course, they're pink because that's my bro, Gabe. He's very, very stylish, man. He's my little Miami dude. He always wear like his hats and his glasses. Very okay. Back to the running athletic part. This is another one that it pretends to be a good running shoe because they're looking cool, right? That's the latest thing. Bright colors, bright green, bright yellow. This is one of Gabe's. We're going back to that foamy kind of sole. So, you know, it's a little bit thicker foam, but it's still foam. I can still dig in my fingers in there. I have to work on it. Ring test, right? So if you look at it, it's on the shelf. You look at, you ring it. See, you got to put a little bit more muscle into it. So it's not quite for the streets. So this will be not for the street running, but for a track run, like an outdoor track. Okay, this will be okay. The only downside is when we get to the midfoot. So if your kid has bad arches, it will be horrible for them. Mine, Gabe, not Alejandro. Alejandro had the black ones and white ones. These are good. He has okay arches, so he can get away with it. Okay. and that's all he uses it for. But actually, he uses it mostly to look cool because they're bright yellow. He has a different pair here for running. Okay. Now we're gonna go to one of the most famous one, probably for the last 2 years, Air Force Ones. Air Force One, they are usually on your basketball aisle, but I love them for tennis players, right? These are great for tennis because check it out. Tennis, you have a lot of lateral movement, a lot of work forward and back. So therefore your ankle can roll. Even though this doesn't have a high profile up to the ankle bone, look at this. It's really hard to bend it, right? So you want a steady ankle, like the heel part right here. You want a steady ankle so you likely roll your ankle. It's really tough, right? To roll it. Ring test, look at the ring test. It's really hard to ring this bad boy up, right? So it's on the basketball aisle, but if you like him enough and you want to play tennis, lateral movement and whatnot, this will be okay. The only difference, it doesn't have a high profile. The toe box, the other thing, you can bend it, but you cannot roll it like that first one, right? So Air Force One, for the last 2 years, is probably one of the best sellers that they have on the market. The kids love it, right? So kids order this, they sell them, they buy them and they sell it later. All right, guys, I'm going to go over one more pair. And these are mine. Mine are more trail running shoes. So they're not quite for the street, they're not for the track, they're more trail running shoes. And I like using these pretty much every day. I have 3 pairs, I rotate them different colors. And I love them. They're Under Armour. I usually go with New Balance. They're also really good. The 500 series, the 700 series of New Balance are really good for this kind of activities. So if you're up on the move and you don't know where your day is going to lead you to, it can be on a playground with your 10-year-old, or it can be in a classroom and you want to look kind of classy talking to the teachers, or if you have clients like me and you want to look fairly professional but yet athletic, these are good. Okay, now let's do the ring test. So ring test, almost like the Air Force One, right? Pretty hard. The heel cup for my ankle, so I'm gonna lock this up, and look, it's really hard to twist this thing, right? And then my toe box is some, right? So let's say that I'm running on the trail, like Wildwood Trail or somewhere like there, and you're hitting the roots of the trees on the ground. This is great because look at the sole. I mean, it's not super stiff. There's some foam here. There's rubber, so you almost get like the best of both worlds. So the likelihood of me getting bone spurs or any inflammation on the bottom is very little. So again, Under Armour is really good. New Balance tend to be my preferred for my race, like my obstacle course races, the OCRs. But I have 2 or 3 and I rotate them, okay? And that's the last pair I wanted to go over with you, okay? But again, if you're buying and your shoe look like this, that you can roll it like a pair of socks and they just look cute and adorable, just be forewarned, you're gonna be running into ankle problems, and either you or your kid or whoever you're buying it for. So again, like I said at the beginning, kids want, adults plan. So if you plan accordingly, you're able to go to the store, right, and say, okay, I need, according to the guide that you can get from me, you have high arch, low arch, flat-footed, pronated, supinated, whatever the testing takes you through, and then you just go with pretty much a short menu, short list to the store and ask for them. And then it's a matter of picking the colors and enjoying your activity. All right. So that's what I really wanted to share with you guys. Somebody put a topic about how to choose amount of weights when you work out. So we might touch on that topic next week because of the Labor Day weekend or the holiday. I know a lot of people are going to be gone. But if that interests you, message me or comment below or something. Just let me know that you'll be interested and I'll let you know. And I'll also send you the cheat sheet that goes with it. Okay. In the meantime, if I don't talk to you guys here on this platform, have an amazing weekend, and I Hope you found this very useful. Again, comment the word shoes on the comment and I'll send you the free guide so you have it by yourself. It's free and you can just go through it at home for yourself or for somebody else that you're shopping for. And in the meantime, I'll talk to you guys later. Stay well and stay moving. Bye.